aspects with anything else, especially the moon, especially the full moon, especially in Leo, because it's so fiery and it's all about the solar plexus, all about self-worth. And Copper Woven Crowns is the name of this channel. And so my intention behind that behind the entirety of this channel, is to inspire and to welcome those that are calling out to align with their highest, and tools that we can use to help this progress and to expand in this way. And so the crown aspect is where we take in the higher downloads, the higher resonant ways of being, and we connect with our higher light being self. And through either guides, angels, and masters, what have you, pure creator source energy messengers can help you align with this aspect of you more fully. And then in this practice in particular, we're focusing on the solar plexus and how we can really charge this place of our bodies up, which is a very psychic channel. It's a very psychic center. And so focusing on the core, really firing up the core, focusing on the stoking of our worth and of this fire behind the royalty in which we all sit, which is divine. We are all divine, sovereign creators. And so I wish to inspire you all to come back to a greater sense of self-worth and of realizing that your ego has very little to do with this mission. It has everything and nothing to do with it. So seeing the ego and how it can support the highest, not how the highest can necessarily support the ego, but the other way around, shifting that and then stepping into unison and into tandem. And so I encourage you to call in your own authentic breath and rhythm in this. Usually the poses I hold anywhere between 2 to 5 breaths, but I do not count the breaths because it's also a voiceover, so it's hard to do that, but also because I want to invite you into your own authentic body and for you to really explore what's going on here, what's alive. Also, Leo is all about the heart, so I'm wearing green today, which is the color of the heart chakra and of ground. And so we go into, expansion, contraction forms here in this practice, and how that's just the nature of life. It's just the nature of this reality that we're in, is expansion, contraction. And so when we release, we allow in more light. When we release, we allow in more light. So drawing in full inhales and complete exhales. Full inhales, rising all the way with your awareness to the top of your crown, igniting that top of your crown, and then allowing that to just move on through, that no longer serves you, that wants to be recycled by the earth. So grounding that and really drawing in your own authentic energy. So in the beginning of the practice, we come into mudras and movements to really allow the support of this drawing in of our own energy and then expanding our own authentic blueprint out into the world. This is the sovereign way of our beings. We are all united, but yet we are all individual. So coming back to center, constantly going out in the world, playing around, and then coming back to center and being like, okay, what resonates and what doesn't resonate, and what can we release and what can we use as a tool. So I encourage you just to enjoy this practice and stay curious and come into that core, come into that fire. It's a crown core practice is what I got. It's connecting with your crown to elongate and to draw in the breath and your higher self, and then the core to harness all that you just cultivated and to ground it, and then to guide you. So bless your heart, bless the expression of your heart. It's all about expression. What do you want to express? What is true for you that wants to just speak, just express? You are worthy. Bless. Namaste. Coming to your mat, find your center. Drawing your energy back from all the places, the people, the things. Just allowing you to come back to you. Tucking your tailbone.
energetically wrap your legs around and towards midline, drawing in your energy to self, back to self from all of the thoughts, the ideas, and then pushing out anything, all the cords of energy that you picked up that no longer serve you, just allowing those to dissolve, and then gently drawing back your own essence. With grace and ease we do this, and expanding again, expanding in our blueprint, allowing our soul essence to reach all that need to reach our channel. And then just sweeping your arm in front of you over to one side, pulled by the opposite hand to open up the back of your heart, over to the other side, really finding the resistance there that serves the back of your heart to draw in the breath, to open up the scapula, rolling to one side and the other, bending the opposite knee to the side in which you're taking your arm in front of your body. And that really helps to further open one side of your body. And come to straight spine as you hinge from the hips. Lift out from your crown, tuck your chin, bring your hands onto your shins if that feels good. But find that activation in your crown. And just ask for your higher self to lead you here and to guide you through breath and form. Interlace your fingers, allow your upper body to be heavy. Release all tension. Release all the stress that's in your body, just intentionally coming back into more fluid motion in your body and life. And then twist over to the left side, looking up with your left arm, twisting, fully exhaling through your belly, coming back to center. And then you're going to come over to the other side, pushing away your left knee by opening up that hip with your left elbow, and then reaching your right arm up to the sky, and then elongating on an exhale by your earlobe. Inhaling, exhaling, elongating through your crown to further elongate your spine. And again, you come back to center. Bending your knees, letting your upper body be heavy. And gaze up. Bent knees, allow your spine to be long. Inhale, gaze up, butterfly your legs out, your knees out, and straight legs, allowing your spine to be heavy. Just shake it out, let it all go. And come into strong, intentional Utkatasana by really sucking your navel into spine, sinking in through your knees, wrapping your legs in towards midline, your thighs. Your legs are fully engaged here. Your fingertips are ignited towards the sky. You are with your breath. You are elongating through your crown, and you are pulsing into your knees. And release. And again, come over to the right side, pushing your left knee away from you. Your right fingertips up to the sky. Twist and fully exhale as you come into this twist, allowing the detox of your digestive system to take place. Now come back to center. Hang, release. And Utkatasana, strong legs wrapping towards midline, coming back to self. And over to the other side. Left arm sweeps up high, you're pushing your right knee away from you with the right elbow. Inhale your gaze up and find your breath here, find your rhythm. 5 wants to move, what wants to draw in, opening. Interlacing your fingers, upper body is heavy. You can pulse it out a little bit here, just shake it out, just see what feels good. Lift up halfway, straight spine. I'm adjusting the music here, I apologize. And coming back. Full exhales, complete. Full inhales, complete exhales. Lift up halfway. Again, find that crown activation, find that charge, and then inhale. Again, with complete control, we are intentional here in this practice. We offer the heart as the sun does, as the Leo does. Leo is all about heart energy. Interlacing your fingers, find what wants to open up in your heart space. Play around, stay curious. Again, tuck your pelvis. Ground down through your right foot. Lift your left knee towards the nose, sucking your navel to spine, and then straighten it out in front of you with complete control. And then bring it back. Taking your right knee towards the chest, extending it out in front of you, and back down. Ground down through the right foot. Lift the left knee up again, and pulse it out for a few seconds. Finding that core strength, and then bring it back into Warrior 3. Your hands are interlaced here, your fingers are interlaced, and so it offers you a little bit more control in these opening poses. This is Warrior 3. You're lifting up through your inner thigh, pulsing it down, seeing what feels good, and then inhale your heart up to the sky. Your fingers are still interlaced. Left knee up to the chest, and then bring your left foot down to meet the right. Again, drawing yourself back to center, coming up to your highest with your intention to come to heart space. Heart space is the connection between the earthly and the divine. Bring your right knee to nose, elongate out in the front of your body for a few times, a few pulses, and then sweep it on back and through Warrior 3, pausing here for 3 full breaths, I think is what I stayed here. Lifting up through your inner thigh. This really allows us to come to our power center here when we're working on standing poses. You really need your core here. Now place your right foot to the back of the mat. You're in high lunge position with your feet. Your gaze is up. Your heart is offered. And maybe cradle your neck here, cradle your head to allow yourself to go deeper into this pose and to nourish your heart. Kick up on your right foot and downward facing dog. Lifting up high in your hips, allowing your heels to sink towards the mat. Shoulders are wrapped down and around from the nose, and wrapping down and around the rib cage. Come into plank. There's lots of planks here in this. Play with your knees, engage your core, your mula bandha, bending one knee at a time, finding the strength, staying with the breath, staying with the long inhales, complete exhales while movement here, while having consistent movement. This is to prepare us for life. Life is a whirlwind, and we just stay with our breath. We're good. Our breath is our center. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to it. Bending your knees, again, rolling up through the back of the heart, and then bending your elbows here. Elbows are in towards midline, coming into upward facing dog. Go on stages here, see what feels good to your body. If you need to just come to cobra here, that's more than fine. Coming into strong plank, hammer that navel to spine, and downward facing dog. Hips are up high, and then bend your knees so slightly, and then roll up again, really sucking that navel in, elbows in towards midline, and we're going to come up into, we're more on the mat here in the second one, offering your gaze up, offering your heart, like a Leo loves to do. Plank and downward facing dog. Hips are up high, coming back to center. Shoulders wrapping down and around the rib cage. And then roll up into plank, sucking navel into spine. Pausing here as you do so. Staying with your breath, staying with your full inhales. And downward facing dog. Exhale fully as you come. Right leg sweeps up, right knee to nose with complete control, and then place to the front of your mat, bending into your right knee, straightening your left, and over to the right side. Right arm comes up, right fingertips, we're twisting here. So your left arm is on the inside of the right foot, and then you're twisting up with your right arm. And then switch this, so you're gonna come to side angle on the right side, left arm up. Now we're gonna do a twist here, left arm on the inside of the mat. And then all the while with every transition in this, you're gonna just pivot your left foot parallel with the back of the mat, and then toes on the mat. Just for these beautiful little sequence of twists. Bring in the breath here, exhale down, inhale up through your fingertips, and elongate your arm by your earlobe, and then transition into side angle, right arm on the right knee. Inhale up, twist, really soften your belly into these twists. Find your breath, and Sweep that right foot behind you for three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Playing with your hips here, playing with what wants to open. Gaze up. Offer your heart, bending your elbows a little bit here. Chaturanga on the knees if that feels good. Plank. And downward facing dog. Bring the left leg up, left knee to nose with complete control. Suck that navel to spine as you do so. Gaze up, bending to your left knee, finding a little bit of space in that hip. High lunge. Sinking into this, we're going to prepare for the sequence on the other side. So your right hand is on the inside of your left foot. Inhale, your left arm up high, sweep it up, elongate by your ear. Inhale, transition the right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, your right arm up, left elbow onto the left knee. Twist into this, soften your belly, elongate. You're going to have to watch me here because it's just going so fast. I need to slow down. Inhale up through the right fingertips, elongate by your earlobe, and then twist. Exhale down as you do so, softening, really releasing all that no longer serves you with your left arm sweeping up. Your left elbow comes onto your left knee, right fingertips up to the sky, elongate, exhale. Down again, right hand on the inside of the left foot. Inhale, the left arm sweeps up high, elongate by your earlobe. And then the right foot pivots parallel to the back of the mat, left arm on the left knee, right arm sweeps up high, elongates. And frame that foot with your hands and sweep it out. Three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. Lifting up high in your crown. Gaze up. Rolling out your neck here to one side. And again, chaturanga on your knees, sucking your navel to spine, and downward facing dog. I do 2 extra chaturangas here. You don't have to do the last one right before downward facing dog. You can just come straight into downward facing dog. It's just my thing. Walk your feet to the front of the mat. Allow your upper body to be heavy for just 1 second, and then come up. Finding what wants to be curious here, finding where the breath wants to go, bending one knee at a time. So bending one knee, opposite direction in which your head's going. We're really releasing a lot of tension in between the lower and the upper body here, through the neck. Nice. Inhale your arms up, and again, Utkatasana, ignite through your fingertips, sucking your navel into spine. We are not losing focus on the core today. Pulse into this, find strength, wrapping your thighs in towards midline, finding full connection with your toes, lifting your fingertips up high, and then release. Beautiful. And again, strong Utkatasana, come down a little bit further in this, cactus arms, offering your heart. Bringing the left knee to the nose, ground down with your right foot. And then you can take the knee with your opposite arm, bringing back left arm to look over the left shoulder, offering a nice little twist, or you can elongate your leg here and take the toes with your right fingertips and look over your left shoulder, find a twist here, soften your belly as you do so. This calls you to standing. Standing pose calls you to center because you cannot do a standing pose without being connected to your center. And then come through Warrior 3, bringing your left foot to the back of the mat, still interlacing your fingers, gaze up, and then we're going to transition now, kicking your left leg out in front of you for just 1 second, again into this twist. So taking your knee, looking over your left shoulder, or taking your foot and then looking over your left shoulder, elongating your arm to the back of the mat, and just sink into this for a few pulses on the right knee, drawing in full inhales, complete exhales, and then transition into Warrior 3. It's okay if you're not perfect here. It's not about perfection. It's about play. It's about joy. We use the form, the structure to help us. And then now again, we're going to go and take the right foot or the right knee, the left foot or the left knee with your right fingertips. And then you're going to look over your left shoulder, elongating your left arm parallel with the back of your mat. And then come transition through Warrior 3, lifting up through your inner thigh, elongating through your crown. This is a very intentional practice, very strong practice. Leo is strength. And now transition into Warrior 2. allowing the warrior to come out, the warrior of peace, grace, heart, strong heart of a Leo is potent, especially when we allow ourselves to express that which we feel in our hearts. Find the strong stance here, find the full breaths, and then you can take your forearm to the base of your spine, or you can walk your fingertips down the left leg, bring your right arm up high, and doing a gentle back bend. Three-legged chaturanga, elbows in towards midline, and we inhale, upward facing dog, and again chaturanga, hammer that navel to spine, and downward facing dog. Allow your hips to be up high, reset here, come back to center, come back to breath. Wrapping down and around your rib cage. Your left foot sweeps up high and place in between your hands. We're going to go on the opposite side. So lift up through your inner thigh. Don't worry if you falter here. It's okay. Standing poses are not easy for everybody. They're not easy for me sometimes. Depends on the day. Take your right knee up towards the chest with intention. Ground down through the other foot that is on the mat. Take your knee with your left arm, or take your toes with your left arm, and then elongate your right arm behind you, over your shoulder, finding the softness in this twist, finding the passive strength, the core strength here. Lifting up through your crown, elongating through your spine. And then transition through warrior three, lifting up through your inner thigh, and then place the foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, high lunge, and releasing your fingers just above your head to further propel you into this, and transition again into warrior three, and taking your knee, elongating your arm to the back of you, looking over your shoulder, finding a twist, or your toes, and looking over your right shoulder, your left fingertips are holding your right toes. Exhale fully into this twist, and come into warrior three, lifting up through your inner thigh, and high lunge. You are balanced, you are strong. And again, lift up through your inner thigh. This is one last time. We're going to take either the knee or the foot. I like the extra stretch in the foot. And look over your shoulder. Look through your fingertips. Pulse out through your knee, and then come through warrior three, lifting up through your inner thigh, and then place to the back of the mat with complete control. And now strong warrior two on the left side, looking over your left fingertips, finding your drishti, finding your gaze, finding your intention as a strong, potent being, as a soul here to do a mission. You are a warrior of light. You see where the light wants to go, direct it there with your attention, owning this aspect of you, owning your power, owning your strength, owning your ground. And reverse this, taking your forearm to the base of the spine, or your right fingertips can walk down your leg. Reverse this, open up your heart, and frame the foot with your hands. Three-legged chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Chaturanga, hammer that navel to spine, and strong downward facing dog, allowing your hips to be up high. Allow your heels to melt towards the ground, staying connected with your breath. Rolling up, sucking your navel to spine, coming over to the right side. Inhale, ignite your right fingertips to the sky. Elongate on the right side of your body, coming into plank on the right side, coming back to center, and then plank on the left side. Left arm sweeps up high, arch the side, left side of your body, gaze up, strong core, and back to center. And chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog, gaze up, elbows bent, lifting up through your crown, chaturanga, and downward facing dog. up again into plank. Again, coming over to right side plank, lifting up in your right foot onto your left hands, your left fingertips, your left side. Your right side is reaching up. Your right fingertips are towards the sky. Your gaze is up if that feels good. And you're breathing here for 5 full breaths. And elongate your arm by your right earlobe. Finding the strength here. And then coming back to center. Plank. And over to the opposite side. Your left fingertips are raising towards the sky. Your left side body is reaching up through your hip. And then your foot is hovering over your right. Your gaze is up, you are strong, your navel is sucked in towards your spine. Find full inhales and complete exhales. Elongate on an exhale by your earlobe. And back to plank. Strong plank. Chaturanga, bending elbows in towards midline, upward facing dog. Release here anything that it's holding on to that does not serve you. Allowing it to just melt into the earth, allowing her to take it, trusting your home, trusting this tool. And now come up onto all fours. Roll your head over to the left and over to the right, taking your hips where your head goes. So your head goes over to the right, your hips sway to the right, your head goes to the left, your hips sway to the left. Finding full body motion here, finding movement in your spine, finding flexibility in your spine. Embrace this, play with this. Inhale, upward facing dog and downward dog. Hips up high. Walk your legs in towards the front of the mat, and then take the left leg in front of the right, and then bow your body over the straight leg, and then again your right leg in front of the left, and then bow your body over the straight leg, the right side. Just finding movement and openness in your hamstrings, and allow your upper body to be heavy and just to hang. Block would really help you in this. Sweeping your left leg up. We're coming into half moon. On the right leg, your left leg is up. Your left leg is flexed. It's even with the upper part of the body. Your left arm is ignited towards the sky, and you're elongating through the crown of your head. Your left hip is stacked on the right, and then you're going to come back into reverse warrior and triangle. Hinging from the hips, you're welcome to take your left arm towards the back body and wrap it around. And then you take your right arm onto your right shin. Inhale the left arm up high, ignite through your fingertips, and then elongate and transition into three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, offering your heart to shoulders down. Chaturanga, hand with the navel to spine, and downward facing dog. We're going to skip the second chaturanga. And now walk to the front of the mat again. Letting your upper body be heavy here in the way that it wants to be. And then take your left arm to the left block. And now sweep your right foot up. Your left leg is parallel to the mat. Your right hip is stacked on top of the left, and your right foot is flexed. Your right fingertips are up high towards the sky. You're elongated through the crown of your head. You are with your breath. You are complete in your exhales and your release. And then place that foot to the back of the mat with complete control, and then reverse this warrior, bringing your right arm, your right forearm to the base of your spine. And I'll sweep it out. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Gaze up, heart up. Chaturanga, hammer that navel to spine, and downward facing dog. Nice. Find your center again. Right leg comes up. Left leg comes up. Taking your left leg to the front of the mat. And we're doing a triangle on the left side because we just did it on the right. Hinging from your hips, taking your right arm to the back body. And then coming into triangle. Right fingertips sweeping high. Gaze is high. Grounding down what we just released from our heart space. Grounding this down. Embracing all that we are. Embracing the power in which we reside. And then elongate and frame the left foot with your hands and sweep it back into three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lifting up high in your crown, gaze up, chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Hips up high. Ground down through each fingertip. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Right leg sweeps up high, right knee to nose with complete control. Allow your gaze to come up, bending into that right knee, and then bending over the straight knee, straightening that, and bending that, straightening that, and bending that, allowing your gaze to follow. Now we're going to come through Warrior 3. We're about to do a sequence here. Warrior 3, and then now transition into Half Moon. Bringing your left leg up. Strong half moon. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, clearing it out. This is a quick one, so stay with me here. And downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, left knee to nose. Find that core power, and then place that left foot in between your hands. Gaze up, bending into that left knee, straightening that left knee, and arching the back of your heart. Inhale up again, bending and then straightening. Coming through Warrior 3, lifting up through your inner thigh, and then taking your left hand to the left block. Inhale, sweeping your right arm up high to the sky, half moon, with your right fingertips igniting towards the sky. And now sweep it out. Chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog, and child's pose. Tripping hearts. Whatever feels good here, whatever feels like it wants your attention. Allow all that we just cultivated here, all the new, to take seed by releasing the old. Inhale up, exhale down, and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up, right knee to nose, and place in between your hands. Gaze up, bending into that right knee, straightening. Again, gaze up, bending into that right knee, straightening. Up, and we're coming into half moon on the right side, coming through Warrior 3, lifting up through that inner thigh, taking your right hand to the right block. Inhale, the left arm sweeps up high, ignites through your fingertips. Your left foot is engaged, it is flexed, and your left hip is stacked on top of your right. And then now come back into Warrior 3, back to center, and sweep it on out for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps up high, left knee to nose. Suck that navel into spine and place. Gaze up, bending into that left knee, straighten, bow. Gaze up, straighten, bow. And now we're coming on to half moon. On your left leg, stack your right hip on top of the left. The right foot is engaged. Right fingertips up high to the sky. Elongate through your crown. Find your breath here. And then elongate your right arm by your right earlobe. Come through Warrior 3. Bring hands to heart center. And sweep it on out with a vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Welcome to skip the second chaturanga. Just go straight into downward facing dog.
again. And then come into dolphin position, coming onto your forearms, palms together, hips still up high, allowing your heart to further propel towards the earth, allowing the release. And then cradling your head in your hands, just come up into headstand, bending one knee at a time, alternating knees, alternating legs. See if it feels good here in the hips. Open and breathe. Maybe even twisting over to one side through the sucking in of your navel. This is a really strong core pose here too. As we move around, we need to find our center of gravity, and that's where the core is. Your gaze is still focused on your center. It doesn't matter what's happening around you, as long as you have your focus, you have your intention that you trust. And now, dolphin pose. And bring your knees to the mat. We're just going to set up here for some camel, coming into some back bends. Bringing your hands to the base of your spine, to either hip, and just allowing your gaze to be up, your heart to be offered. And then sweeping your hands in front of your body, tucking your chin to find a little bit extra stretch in the back of your heart. And now coming up onto your knees here, and bringing your hands onto your heels. If that feels good, you're welcome to come up on your toes, on your feet. And just offering your heart into full expression of camel, offering your heart, really staying with your breath here. And then find a dance here. It's like a dance, sweeping arms in front of you, arching the back of your heart, and then coming over to one side, bringing the right hand to the right heel, again left to the left heel, and sweeping your opposite arm in front of you to find space in the backside body and in the front side body. Exhale down, suck your navel to spine. Inhale up, expand. Exhale down, contract, sucking your navel to spine. Your chin is down. Inhale up, rise. Exhale down, sweep it out. Dance this out. Dancing camel is so good. It's delicious. Inhale up, offering your heart. And exhale down, allowing yourself to come into a seed and then blossom, bloom, open. Exhale down. Inhale up. We must expand. We must contract to expand. We need this contrast here in this world. It's best if we just accept it and embrace it. Keep dancing. Keep doing what feels good. Staying with your breath here. And then bring both hands again onto your heels, finding full expression of this. And release. Into downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up, right knee to nose, and ground down through triangle, hinging from the hips, hovering over that right leg. Inhale, your left fingertips up high to the sky. Gaze is up. Breathe into this. Allow your left hip to be energetically up towards the sky. Frame the foot with your hands. Come back to center in your mat and just allow your upper body to be heavy. Shake it out and come to the other side, hinging from your hips over the left leg, left straight leg. Ignite that knee, really empower it up to the sky. Flex it. Gaze is up. Inhale up through the left fingertips, through the right fingertips, I'm sorry. And then elongate by your earlobe. Stay in this for 3 full breaths on either side. Embrace the ground in which you walk. Interlace your fingers and allow a deeper stretch here. Bending your knees, bringing one palm on top of each knee, and then twisting, propelling your opposite knee over to the other side. And now just play with this, dance it out. Find fluidity, find motion. Coming over to one side, the right arm on the right knee. Inhale, sweeps up the left arm on left knee. Inhale, sweeps up the right. So does the gaze. Coming back to center, really sucking your navel into spine, not losing any sort of connection with your core here. Inhale, sweep up,
goddess pose. Strong goddess, coming back to center. And palms together. Nice. With intention. Find this mudra, and you're welcome to come up onto the tips of your toes here to further open you and to find a greater sense of security in your innermost being and your most innate self. Pulse it out and sweep it out through vinyasa. Right leg sweeps up high, strong chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lifting up through your crown, lifting up through your gaze. And again, dripping hearts. Just allowing all of anything that does not serve you just to melt, just to ground. Choose to step into your highest way of being today. Choose to take the opportunities as they arise and choose to see your life through the eyes of your highest light being self. And now you're welcome to just come onto your back, onto the mat, into Shavasana, taking your right arm, your right hand to your heart space, allowing yourself permission to offer to share your heart with the world. And then your left side, your left hand, just really honoring your womb, honoring your sacral, honoring your creative abilities.